Good evening. We'll call this regular meeting of the Area Planning Commission to order. We'll begin with the pledge. Please stand.
Yeah, I better move my glasses away from you and that gavel.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Bill, are you able to take roll call for Bev?
Why, yes, I can. Shall I pitch my voice upwards?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
No,
I
no.
actually, I don't really need to pitch it up. As what I need to work is on the smoker's voice. Okay. All right. If it's really low, it'd be a cigarettes and whiskey voice. Okay, Darren Price.
Present.
Bill Free. Bill Free. Nope. Tim Sparks.
Present.
Dale Munson. Not present. Gary Naylor.
Present.
Bob Stewart.
Present.
Brian Robb.
Present.
Bill Mackey, not present. Our new member, Greg Kiefaber.
Present.
Okay, Bill McDaniel, present. Jeff Wessling, will not be here. Bev Rude, probably not.
Okay. I don't believe we have any minutes for tonight's approval,
No,
so we'll move on to election of officers. We'll be electing a president, vice,
well, yeah. Yeah, president and vice president, and then also the APC representative to the BZA.
okay. We'll open nominations for president.
I nominate Darren Price.
Nomination. And seconded for Darren Price. Is there any other nominations?
Okay, what, you made it, Tim?
Yep, yep.
Okay. And Sparks, who seconded?
I did.
Brian.
Okay.
Is there any other nominations? Is there a motion to close nominations?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor of closing nominations for president, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion carries. Congratulations, sir. Would you like to take over?
Don't forget the proper nameplate.
Let's see your handshake.
Okay.
I'll grab my coat here in a second.
All right, we'll open nominations for vice president.
How about Tim Sparks?
I'll second that.
Okay, this is what, Brian and Gary Naylor.
Any other nominations?
I move they be closed.
Motion to close.
Second.
Second. All those in favor of closing nominations, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Okay. APC BZA representative, that's next.
It has to be
A citizen.
a citizen.
Because right now here, the only ones that are eligible for it are Tim, you, and Darren.
I'm willing to continue if,
I'd make a motion, Mr. President, to have you continue that.
Second.
motion second for representative on BZA. Motion to close nominations.
Motion.
Okay. Now we have me, Jeff, and then Bev.
Okay. Motion to open nominations for director.
Nominate. Go ahead.
I make a motion that we continue to use Bill as our director.
I was gonna say,
Second.
don't everybody speak up all at once.
Second.
I guess it might as well. He's promised us he's gonna leave anyway, so.
Yeah, you only got 2 more years of me.
Motion to close nominations for director.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, attorney,
Bill, could I ask you a question?
sure.
Are you having any luck finding an assistant?
Okay, I have 3, I've received 3, I had another email from someone. And so the intention is, because I've asked, I guess, to represent the commissioners will be Dale Strong. And then also I asked Jeff Fisher, because if he would be on it, because of course being a contractor. And then it'll be me, so and Jeff is gone the first week of February, so I'm gonna set up the interviews the second week of February.
Okay.
So I have 3 candidates. I feel okay with each of them, but one is really a strong candidate.
I know you at least want someone you work with for at least a year to
Yeah.
be able to.
Yeah, and the other, and a big part of it is that is finding someone also who has a easy to get along personality. Yeah.
Well, now that's impossible.
Yeah, but I did have one local contractor is with Jeff Lane. He said all I ask is that you use the different word, but that you don't hire someone who's a jerk.
Wow, that's a big.
Well, because I haven't been a jerk.
No, not you. I'm gonna consider you a jerk. Okay.
Yeah, it's the sub. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Motion for nominations for attorney.
Nominate Jeff Westling.
Second.
You said, Brian, okay.
Motion to close nominations.
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion to open nominations for secretary.
Nominate Beverly Rude.
Tim Sparks, okay.
Second.
Gary Naylor, okay.
Any other nominations? Motion to close nominations for secretary.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Okay, now, introduce our new member.
Okay. We have a new member representing the school board, Greg Kiefaber. Greg, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
There's Greg Kiefaber. Been on the school, or with the school for about 6 years. Started as a diesel mechanic in the shop for the buses, and now moved up to run the transportation router.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you serving with us.
And, anytime there's questions or something is because I do need to get you the copy of the comprehensive plan, and then also get you a copy of the zoning code. So you'll have that. We'll get those 2 electronic versions. I'll email them to you. Now we got those kinks worked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on down, zoning code updates.
Okay, the commissioners, there was no resolution. So there wasn't the opportunity to work on a resolution regarding the solar energy. So we'll see about that on their first meeting of February.
Okay.
And Nick, okay, do you want me to contact everybody that was on the committee, or have you narrowed it down?
No, there'll just be like 4 or 5 of us
Okay.
that'll participate probably.
Okay, and in addition to me, I would end up, we don't have to act on it now, because we don't have anything to act on.
Right.
So give some consideration to a couple of plan commission members who will also work on the committee. It won't be as you and Gary did, but it'll actually be working as part of having the back and forth conversations and working on the document if that resolution does get forwarded.
Okay.
Bill, I'm going to ask permission for the area plan to allow me to be in Florida on the February date.
Oh, the February meeting?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, go.
I'll take you with me if you want to go.
Well, hopefully it'll be warm.
You're going far enough south.
We're at,
Oh, St. Pete Beach.
oh,
Yeah, Treasure Island.
it'll
Yeah.
be nice. Well, after the last couple of years or so, you definitely deserve a vacation like
I
that.
thank you. 4 adults and 4 teenagers. I think I soon stay here for the meeting if you want to know the truth.
You probably shouldn't have said it on television. The word's gonna filter back.
Going down for the month or?
Yeah. Oh, no, we're leaving on the 17th, coming back on the 28th.
Oh, spring break,
Yeah. Well,
kinda
it
sorta.
is for me. I don't know for them. I think he's getting out of school, to tell you the truth. It is drop schoolwork and go home, go to Florida.
Okay, and then, parking amendment status?
It's been adopted by both the city and the county.
Okay.
But what I do need to do, because I was waiting until an action for see what the commissioners were gonna do. So I just need to, for the actual solar energy, I need to get a copy of that then set up for the city council to act on. So that's why I hadn't sent it to you. I was waiting to see what might happen with the commissioners. Okay, so that's it with the,
Well, Bill, I have a
yeah,
question
sure,
pertaining to the solar.
yeah.
It's my understanding that the commissioners passed the solar as
Yeah.
presented.
As presented, yes.
So anything that they would like to have changed, it will have to go through the amendment process
Exactly, yes.
with public hearing and whatnot.
Exactly, so which is why the only way to actually do that would be to then a resolution for the area plan commission for these things with that.
These things to address in a public hearing.
Address
process.
these things with the committee.
Now,
and
can
then
we
also-
can we correct typo errors without public hearings?
Oh, yeah, that type of stuff is a
That
problem.
type of stuff can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
corrected,
Yeah,
can't it?
that's as John Baker mentioned to me a long time ago, typos, they fall with, refer to as scrivener's error.
Okay,
So that's not a problem with anything like that. And one thing I still need to do anyway is, if it does come back, is that, because I'd like to go ahead and then get the format aligned with the actual, everything else that's in the zoning code. So, but even if we just format it, reformat it, move things around, it would still need a public hearing.
okay.
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 So what should the committee expect next?
Okay, well, see what happens at the next commissioners meeting in February. Because unless it gets passed by, with 2 commissioners to vote for it it won't come back before us.
Then, let me ask you this. Could we ask the Citizens Committee to continue working on typos and to point out typos and whatnot and correct those? Could they work on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we'd be willing to do,
yeah, typos, spelling errors, the little problems with syntax here and there, yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
without the commissioners.
Yeah, exactly,
Request.
as long as it isn't changing the substance.
Intent,
The wording
Intent
of
and
it.
substance.
yeah.
I think we'd be willing to do that. We understood that some of that needed fixed to
Yeah.
start off with.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion from this board to empower that committee to work on those?
Yeah, just a motion, go ahead and ask them to work on
For
it.
typos, I wouldn't think that'd be a problem. I mean.
No.
Put an
But-
apostrophe in the wrong place.
Well,
or
it's
in
just
the
so
wrong
if a
place.
question is raised, that, yeah, we did ask them to do that.
That's
So
what I
for-
was-
So formally request that the committee then
Yeah.
find the typos and the things like that. Syntax typos, things that are redundant within it, say, in the same paragraph or sentence.
Mr. President, I would make that motion to ask our Citizens Committee to work on those items on that.
Do I have a
Continue to
second?
work on those.
Second.
Motion and second.
Who seconded?
Great.
Greg, okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
One more question I have is, so I understand this process.
Yep.
So the commissioners have to request a resolution for us to go
Yep.
back to change it.
Yep.
You folks can't request that.
Exactly, because because there's three specific ways as far as, doing amending the zoning code. Most frequently, you see a citizen when it's say, a rezone. So of course, that's amending the zoning map, so that's why we have that. So then, other than that, it's either the legislative bodies that represent the jurisdictions such as the county commissioners and the city council. If they have something they need to have changed or want to have changed, is they produce a resolution, this is what we want changed, like I said, with the commissioners, need to have it precise. Then with the commissioners and also the council, if they want something, it's have it precise. So,
Very specific.
you want clear marching orders.
But two of the commissioners have to agree to do that.
Exactly, because it has to be a majority of the commissioners to do that. So,
Thank you.
and I don't read mine, so I don't know what they're gonna do. So,
Understand.
yep, as I think most of you people have heard me, is that I just really want this thing out of my life.
Get it. I understand.
Yeah. For you, it's only been a year and a half. For me, it was 2 years before that.
I understand.
As I said at the one meeting, welcome to my life.
I get it. I'm ready to move on myself.
Yeah, yep. Okay, and gave everybody also copies of the hard copies in addition, what I emailed everybody with the,
I appreciate the opportunity everybody's allowed us to have
Oh, yeah.
the experiences together.
Tim.
Yep.
And Bob.
I shut this alarm off.
And
Can I have-
Tim was kind enough to correct me on a date. I still had a 2023 for my copy and paste jobs. So which meant that last year's 2024 still had the 2023 in there.
Okay.
Yep.
But the month, the day of the week, the month and the date, they were correct. Okay. So pass those down. Oh. Oh, jeez.
That.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Okay, so, oh, well. Would you like a copy?
Sure.
Okay.
What is it?
That's just the schedule for the APC and the BZA.
Oh.
Yep.
Darren, I might add too, along with what Nick has said, I think all of the citizens that was on that committee really enjoyed what they did.
We did.
And it really opened some of their eyes.
Right.
And I think we've got some people, I'm not gonna mention any names tonight on that committee, but I think there's some interest to serve on this board or the BZA due to their work
Yep.
on
Yeah,
that.
there's 3 or 4 of us that I think sometime in our lifetimes, we would like to help
Okay.
participate more.
And
Okay.
I guess I would encourage us to maybe think about doing this on some of our other major zoning changes.
Yeah.
Rather than
I would encourage you, it was a very positive experience.
Yeah.
letting this board do it, maybe
Yep.
ask 5 or 6 of the community to
Yep.
work on that.
All right.
And I learned a lot, listening to them too.
Yep.
And it helped me as much as anything.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, Bob.
I'm on the county council, I'm budget.
Yep.
Money in, money out.
Yep.
We have 2 counties north of us bringing in $8 million a year on solar and wind. $8 million. Our whole budget for the year is $10 million. Why do we go to Madison to use the most restrictive one for solar when we had 2 counties up here right near us making $8 million a year taxes off of solar? I've been on this council for 5 years. Our job, who we work for, is the taxpayers of Fayette County. We are to help them the best we can to get funds coming into this county. Most people I've talked to considering solar have no idea what's going on. I've been, the Rush County people have said, why can't you go to Gowdy? Because you're not in the grid. Why can't we go to Orange? It's not in the grid. If you look at Richmond, it's the 70 corridor around Richmond and 40. They're getting ready to put the solar panels now into the old plant there at Natco in just Centerville. The solar for Fayette County goes along the 44 line in Rush County. They're only wanting 400 acres. It would bring more money into our county. I was in the real estate and then I went into the appraising business many years ago, 30, 40 years ago, and I retired from it. And I would often have people call me, you appraised my home 6 months ago. Yes, I did. Well, I'm doing some refinancing on something else and I need that appraisal. I said, I can't do it for you. What do you mean? I said, I didn't do it for you. You did too. No, I didn't. My client was the bank. If they approve it, you can get it from them. I work for the bank, not for you. Even though I paid you, you're not my client. Our client here is the taxpayers of Fayette County, not the courthouse, not anybody else entity. It's the taxpayer of Fayette County. We should be doing our very best within our zoning to bring money into this county. We could take the best ones up there in Randolph and Wayne and adjust it to what we wanted here, instead of taking the worst one in Madison that's been dead for 30 years since Guy Lamp left and trying to go from there. And I just feel like that there's an anti-solar attitude because, and I've told people, I said, then don't use your farm for solar. Why not use, you can let someone else. Well, I don't want it anywhere. Well, then pay your taxes, I guess, because they're going to go up because we can't sustain a $10 million budget and keep our county going. I just feel like that we're not doing what we need to be doing to get other tax dollars and grow the county the way we could in area planning, because that's what you guys do, is put zoning in here that's going to be conducive to bringing money into our county. I don't like wind. I think they're ugly, but you know what? For $10 million or $8 million, okay. It's just, and I'm sorry, but it's just something that I can't get my mind around, why we go against something that's going to help our county. They're not going to go to Bentonville and take your land up there. They're going to go to a 44 corridor all the way to Rushville and here, because it's got to be within the grid that can be used. That's what they're doing in Wayne County. That's what they're doing in Randolph County. It's not going to be taking our whole farm ground. And that's why I don't understand what we passed on the solar, because it just, I fought the pig lots, the 20,000 pigs. We can do that with 100 feet, but we got to move these back 4 football fields for our solar panels. It don't make sense. You'd rather smell pig crap than you would see a solar panel across the street. Where's the common sense come in here? I was raised around pigs. I don't like them. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like to wake up every morning to pig crap. But solar panels, they don't hurt anybody. And we can make them pay if they mess up anything. But I just have some questions about it. I'm sorry. I've said my piece. I'll get off the pulpit and let you guys go on.
Okay, we will move on down to the annual plan.
Brian, did you pass your corrections down this way?
No.
Okay, can you do that, please? Oh, Tim. And could you put your address and phone number here, please? Thank you. Okay, oh, that's right, yeah, you did move. How'd your move work out, Darren?
Pretty well.
Keep paper. All right. All right, so, let's annual plan, like I said, gonna keep it simple. And I think that really is the look at two major projects, one for 2025, one for 2026. And as we talked about, and I think with recognition for the, the accessory uses section, because a lot of it's antiquated, and then there's other things that we're antiquated in because we don't reference them, such as the accessory dwelling units, or even as a temporary use with the tiny homes, that type of thing, such as for the, say, temporary living space or something like that. That's gonna be just temporary, might be a way to start with it. Or if there's other places where they allow them out in, the rural areas, since there's always people wanting cabins and something about that size. So that's something to consider with that. And, progress with the accessory uses, that came to an end in 2020 with COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, in 2026, okay, one that I have not put any time in since 2012, when I lost my help. I mean, I think, Gary, you've been around long enough to know how much, what I did accomplish so far on the reformatting. So part of that would also be the, the use tables, and replacing a lot of the pros with the tables, like we did with the sign regulations. And I think that makes it easier to, you just look at the list. Where is it allowed? Is it allowed by right? Is it not allowed? Does it require a special exception? Those type of things. So that will be, then the other one will be to then, depending upon how much time that I might have to train someone up as my replacement. So get them up to speed. And then there's some additional projects we with them as so things were dropped when I had my knee surgery on those, the building codes. So all that needs to do is I just need to prepare that language to get those there, because that's,
Was this it, Bill? Was this what we were gonna convert to fit us? I have both city and county.
yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't that the ones we were gonna
Yeah.
just convert?
Yeah.
Basically plug in our names and,
Yeah, because I already did that.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was already done.
But is that what you're talking about?
Exactly.
That has to be, but we have to,
Well, because
Don't we have
it's
to-
strictly a resolution, a recommendation from the plan commission. Now, since it's actually the building codes are adopted actually as a city ordinance and a county ordinance. That's why we don't hold a public hearing. So the city holds a public hearing for them with the building code, that, and then the county does. Because all that is with, it's, so you, there's a lot of
but
things.
you want us to send each one of them
Exactly.
a resolution.
Resolution.
Well, a
Recommending.
resolution from us, and then,
The-
because typically what I do is then I prepare the actual language for the city and the county for their ordinances. So that way is then they can hold the public hearing for those ordinances.
And is this something we need to get done immediately, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's something we need to be done immediately, because I just need to go back and look and then find what was,
Because I thought we were ready to do that.
well, yeah, we were, but it was,
I forget what happened, besides your knee, but
yeah, and the other part of it was the Ryan fiasco.
yes, yeah, that kind
That
of
changed a lot of things too.
put things on the back burner.
So it's just to get it back in front of the area plan commission, so then we can get it then to the city council and then the county commissioners.
Can we try that for March, maybe?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll dig that out and see the changes
See if
we
we
already
can-
made with it.
Get that to them
Yeah, exactly.
at post-March meeting?
Yeah, so.
Because Bob will be back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure you don't want to squeeze it past Bob in February?
No, we want Bob to vote on
Vote on what, Gary?
it. The building codes.
Oh, the building codes. Oh, okay, yeah, well,
All right.
I don't want the house to fall down on anybody, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want it to fall on their heads once they move in.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So, do you want a motion to approve this
yeah, just
annual
instruct,
plan?
yeah, go ahead and do that.
I'd make a motion that we approve this plan for 2025 and 2026, actually.
Yeah,
That,
you might as well do them both at one time.
yeah, as it's proposed here, and that we work on these additional projects, including the building codes
Yeah,
resolution.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We have a motion to approve the annual plan as presented. We have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay,
okay.
moving down to the annual report.
So I got something extra stuck into this, so that's why you have first 4 pages are redundant. But so let's see. So it's just the usual ones with the site visits, the inspections. We flip through this is okay. Then everything that's happened at the meetings. So for example, is there's a lot more inspections this last year. And then just has the history of everything that happened with the various meetings, whether it's public hearings, whether there were and so on. And then on the last page, okay, is the, okay. All right. Yeah, oh, yeah, and so all the other information that I would have in the past is included in the, okay, so we have the permit summary. So so we had an increase in 17 permits. But the increase in the fees of $46,355, but the bulk of that was from 2 projects, the Nova Chemicals and the Reed project. But we still had an increase, without those, an increase of 15 permits and $5,532 increase in fees. So the first part is the construction costs. And, okay, so that is the individual projects, then the construction cost, and construction cost includes both labor and also materials. Okay, then we have the, okay, then the last part were the fees paid and the, how they were paid. So between the cash, checks, and also electronic. And I did get an increase in the number of permits being submitted electronically. So some people still want to pay with a card, but so what we just do is then I invoice them and then they pay and then I release the permit. But, so, yeah.
Bill, when we're talking building codes, what all are we covering in those building codes?
Okay, what's in that building code is everything that the state of Indiana adopts as a different building code. There's residential code, there's the building, there's just the IBC, the International Building Code, that covers all the class 1 uses, which is anything other than any use associated with a 1 and 2 family dwelling. It includes the electric code, okay, it includes fire code, okay, it includes the mechanical code, plumbing code, fuel gas code. So basically, I have 3 feet of codes on a bookshelf.
Okay.
So it covers all of them. So what it does is with the language that you adopt is it makes reference to the actual code number itself, and that the state of Indiana associates with each. So that way, every time that the state of Indiana adopts new
So you're
codes,
going by the Indiana code on.
well, that's what you have to do.
Well, this is going back a few years. We did the plumbing and heating on the Calvary Baptist Church. I know where that's located, right?
Yeah.
And we had urinals and toilets, and we put in 3-inch copper vents to cover it. And a storm came along and blew all over. I had to go to Richmond to get a 3-inch coupling to rebuild them because they never sold any bigger than 2-inch in Connersville.
Yep. Yep.
And that kind of stuff just cannot be allowed,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, one thing is that the only, building trades that requires a license by the state of Indiana
Okay.
is the plumbing license. The state of Indiana does not require one for your general contractor, your electrical, your mechanical.
But there are
any of
minimal
those.
vent sizes for
Yeah,
restrooms.
yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna mention which subdivision it was, but when that's being developed, instead of having 12-inch centers on the roof, they go 18 inches, save money. And I've had roofs fall in before and under a heavy load of snow, and so things like that need to really be covered.
Yeah. Well, the standard used to be with the, 16-inch on center for the roof systems, for the joist and the rafters. Now what's required is that, now you can go up to 24 inches. Now the thing that changes is the wider the span, the heavier, the thicker the drywall has to be that you use. And 24 inches is the maximum.
You think drywall's gonna keep 14 inches of snow?
Well, that's why, and trusses are supposed to all be stamped, engineered, and designed for
Yeah.
the actual snow loads for the state of Indiana, for the different parts of the state of Indiana. So within that building code are, snow load tables. Okay, so all these, it has, live load, dead load, and these are the things you look at, and then you also, then what has to be done with these is also, it depends upon the width of the house, structure, and also the, so all these things come into play, what's required as far as your loads.
Well, I don't mind cutting the square footage requirements, things like that, but I expect them all to be met by
Yeah.
safety.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I try to do. Yeah, I mean, it's
Okay, thanks, Bill.
yep.
And that's where the inspections come in, right?
That's where the inspections come in, yeah. And it will be nice to have someone one in particular has, there's two in particular that have a lot of experience with doing, construction in the building trades. So what we have with the building trades is so what this will do is it will give someone, because, as Gary will tell you, I was hired to be a planner, because I am a planner, professional planner, and have, the degrees and the experience as a planner. That's why I was hired. I wasn't expected, it wasn't the expectation that I was gonna spend, so then I had 2 inspectors. Took me about almost 2 years to get my first inspector, which was Bill Crawford. Then after Bill Crawford, then there's Mr. Whitecott. And then in 2012, when the line item was cut and removed from my budget, I'm what you got. Now,
Yeah, and I'm looking here for the year, 760 inspections, so that's literally more than 2 a day, every single day of the
okay,
year.
now one thing that happens, because of the amount of time I can put into it because of other responsibilities. So when the ISO comes through to assess you for your scoring, which affects your insurance rates, the biggest influence is actually the fire side. But it does also affect your score by, it's like, well, you had this many inspections, there's no way you could have had enough time to do every inspection properly. And so we regularly get a D rating grade. And it's primarily because of that.
Okay.
Because there's, it's, like you said, think about that with 700 inspections, that's, one person over 365. I mean, it's like 5 days a week, then minus whatever for vacation time, everything else, is that
Yep.
there isn't enough time to do it. Because and now that I'm we're starting to do a lot of finishing up with the end walls up at Reed. This is just one of the sections. And part B, section B, was that it's I was up there an hour and a half. Is tracing, is going down, okay, and this was just for the plumbing, and then also the plumbing and also the wiring. So, you'll be back there next week for some inspections in the next section. And they're getting to finalize that section B. And we're getting close to the time in the next part, the ground floor of the two-story section, which is the south part of it, is we're approaching the point where they're building the walls. They're starting to run some of the utilities inside. Okay, they're getting ready to then, get things together in the electric rooms. And I think that'll probably be about maybe another couple of months before, Duke gets everything taken care of with Doug and with that, because that's an awful lot of juice going in that place.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that go with it. And over that time, just for the foundations, the floors, and the curbing, all right, just to do all of that, I think there's something like, I was up there 67 times for just the concrete stuff. And that also included things like the pressure test on the sanitary. And then buried mechanical. So yeah, there's a lot. So, and we're unfortunate with them because most of what they do, they also have a third-party inspector. For everything that's structural, then they have people that are doing the inspections for the vacuum, things like, such as vacuum testing for the, on the mechanical. Even though they have it up with the pressure, then they have the engineers come through, then also sign off for the gas lines in the building. So there's a lot to that. And good news is that they've opened up at Nova. The first line is up and they're testing it for the, for that. And for those who don't know, is that what they're actually recycling or reprocessing, those plastic bags everybody says you can't use, recycle, they do. That's what they do. That's what they're recycling, are all those plastic bags. So they recycle them and they come out as little itty bitty pellets.
Yep.
They'd probably let you guys take a tour of the hospital.
Yeah.
Because they asked me to take a tour of it. I'm going on February
Yeah.
24th or 26th.
Yep. And,
So that might be a good thing for you. I'm not on your board, right, but
well,
they asked me to go just as a business owner in the community.
and and it will be the, so. Yeah, and it's probably, Jeff Cook's the one who arranged it with you?
Yeah, I'm going with Mr. Cook. I haven't met him yet, but there was another employee, Dennis Perkins was one of them. I can't remember the other gentleman that I met that basically invited me.
Yeah.
Dennis kind of connected me with him.
Yeah, so it's a heck of a project. It's an impressive project. And it's a lot of money.
It is.
As long as it saves me 40 trips to Richmond Hospital, I'll be happy when it opens. I'll tell you right now. I've seen enough of Richmond's facilities, thank you, last year.
A lot of people are gonna be happy with that, because part of that.
Well, they're great doctors and good facility, but it'd be nice to go right here.
Yeah. Well, that's part of what also is to then, all the facilities that are at the existing, they go down there, then all the ones that have been going up to Richmond or been moved up to Richmond, they'll have them coming down here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be a good one with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
They did tell me they were gonna donate the old hospital. They have a $2 million grant, I don't remember the name of the grant, to tear down the old hospital, and they're gonna donate it to the school.
yep.
Parking for the basketball game, right?
Like a green space.
Yeah, well, what would be good is because it's not just the parking, because there's other parts of the property that are gonna go, because you have the parking across the street also. So the idea, because I talked early on with the green space, it's then with the school corporation, because I mean, middle school kids, where do they have to go for sports? Where
Now
do
we
they
get a
ha-
couple 7
where
foot
do they have
centers
to
to be ready to fill
Where
it.
do they have to go for? Because either have to go to Claypool Park, and people think it's Claypool Park, but it's actually owned by the school corporation. So there's Claypool Park or football or practice or things like that, they gotta go up to Grandview. So you have the potential to have all these things right there for gym class and outdoor sports. You know, say football and soccer for the junior high level. Excuse me. That belies my age. But the middle school,
Middle school.
yeah, middle school sports like that. So, but yeah, that'll be good for the school corporation of the city. And I think, everybody was here, I don't know if you ever watched with the public hearing for that with Reed. But I did ask them beforehand to explain what's going on with it. Because everybody had assumed that what happened with the old Reed up there was Reed's fault. Now, it went through multiple hands because they sold it and then,
Yeah, they didn't own it. Yeah.
no, they didn't own it by the end. No, but everybody wanted to blame Reed for it, but it was, so, which is one of the reasons I suspect that Reed wants to go ahead and demo it, just pass the property off, so you don't have people come in to play games. Because one of the first things, I don't know, the first person did, one of the first things that happened was, everything that was scrappable was scrapped. So anything that had scrap value, someone came in that bought it and they scrapped everything out, and then they walked. So, yeah.
Bill, Claypool Park, is that zone residential?
Yeah, it's R1.
Well, that was a conundrum in the appraisal side of it because the high school wanted some things appraised. Sitting where it was, I felt the highest and best use of that be as a commercial site, sitting right across from Industrial Park.
Well, it'd have to be rezoned for that.
It had to be rezoned for it, I know that,
Yep.
but we're getting back to highest and best use.
Yep,
And
yeah.
that's what you're always having to look at from the appraisal side. I know what zone, but what's its best use?
Yeah,
And I don't think it'd be a problem if we had an industry want to come in there and use that whole block for,
yeah. Well, also the one you always have to think about also is depends upon what the actual industry is coming in, because then you have on north, south, because it's only a half block. So the other half block is residential. You have residential to the north, you have residential to the south, you have residential immediately to the east. So so what type of industrial use can you get in there and not cause nuisance problems for the neighboring properties also? So, it's complicated, because a lot of things have to be considered. So,
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the annual report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I apologize for tangenting.
We have a motion and a second to approve the annual report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Any other business to bring before the board tonight? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Motion
Yes.
carries.
Is Mr.
Tonight, the BZA does not have enough members present for a quorum, so we cannot conduct any business. So that'll be the end of the meeting.